No matter which stage of life you're in, you should always be learning something. In this video, however, we will just only focus on like mental stuff. So that can be, for example, a language, something in like mathematics, or just like basically anything similar to that. You have to understand that there are key principles underlying learning which can be applied to basically anything that you want to learn, and those will make you learn way more efficient, and you will just understand the topic you're learning way deeper. At the end of this video, I will just quickly tell you something that will 10x your results of whatever you learn in real life, so stay till the end. But now let's instantly jump in, and the first one is structure and discipline. You should always like structure out everything you have to learn, basically month to month, week to week, and day to day. That way you will never be lost at what you should be doing right now. Then the only thing left is really to go and do it. And that involves a lot of discipline, because as time goes on, whatever topic you're studying will become incredibly boring, and so therefore you have to have discipline to like just keep pushing through that and therefore making significant gains. The second tip I can give you is focus. Multitasking doesn't work, so throw that out the window. You have to be focused, and that ultimately means training your focus on one part, but the way more important thing is getting rid of distractions. The first very important distraction you have to get rid of is your phone. At least turn it on silent, but it's best if you just don't have it in your reach. Then also don't have any people around you, except if those are people like teachers or like other students with which you try to understand certain topics. Those are the only people that should be around you, because anything else is a distraction. Third one is whatever room you're in should be very silent, or in the best case scenario, you should have no sound. Noise cancelling like headphones or whatever is a cheat code for this, but I also want to say that you can listen to music just on like very low volume. Plus, it should not involve any lyrics, since your brain can like all of a sudden focus on the lyrics, and then therefore your focus is just gone. So avoid lyrics. And also try to make sure that there is no movement in your environment. For example, if I'm learning right here and whatever I learn is on the screen right here, then behind the screen should not be anything that moves. For example, if there was a street back there in which there's a lot of movement, then my focus can just shift from whatever I'm learning to the street. Therefore my focus is gone, and I'm kind of like pulled away from the deep focus and flow state I'm in. And you definitely don't want that, since it takes a lot of time to get back into that flow state again, but it takes very little to kick you out of that flow state, and you always want to be in the flow state. The third tip is challenge yourself every time. I just talked about getting rid of distractions, but you can also like make your focus better by just training your brain essentially. And you can achieve this by going, for example, okay, now I got like a learning block of 25 minutes, then 5 minutes break, 25 minutes, 5 minutes break, 25 minutes. Therefore you get in a lot of like focused deep work, and then over time just ramp up that time to 30-minute blocks, 5-minute rest, 30 minutes blocks, etc. And then go up until you like hit a ceiling essentially. You can push this really far, but I can tell you out of experience, like 50 minutes of truly focused work gets incredibly difficult, especially if you repeat it like 2 or 3 times. Fourth thing is connect your knowledge and really go deep. What I mean by this is connect the dots in your brain. You should always look out for relationships between the different topics or things that you're learning, and therefore build like a lot of connections in your brain. Since every time you think about topic A or thing A, thing B will also be kind of triggered, and therefore you build like just a lot of connections, and remembering things will be a lot easier, understanding things will be a lot easier, because as time goes on you will understand the bigger picture. Plus, go deep. Ask yourself, why is X X? Like, why is this the way it is? And then truly dig deep. That way you will just gain a very deep understanding, and as I said, you will just connect the dots. So yeah, that's incredibly powerful and incredibly important. Next tip I can give you here is test yourself. You should do like drills, for example, like exams or something like this, with a set timer. Like just, you only have a certain period of time to go like through all the exercises, because you truly have to test your knowledge. And also, for example, if there's like important exams coming up, you should already be kind of like used to exams, or just the way exams like work and the pressure that it like puts on you. By the way, just a quick tip, try to do things with your hand. For example, when doing an exam, try to like sketch it out or whatever, since like we humans kind of like evolved to learn with our like hands and fingers. So when you can like involve your hands and fingers when learning something, you will just learn quicker and better. Next tip is make mistakes. You should actually shift your like mindset regarding mistakes from every time you get frustrated you get a mistake to you getting excited as soon as you make a mistake. It's like life telling you, hey listen, here's a deficiency of yours. And you should be grateful for for being told that, because now you can eradicate that deficiency. So every time you make a mistake, be excited and then try to like solve it, or like get into the weeds of why you did that mistake. That way you will just eradicate your mistakes and your deficiencies in a certain topic, which is just amazing. In fact, you should do, for example, exercises where the likelihood of you doing mistakes is very high, because that way you can get rid of all your deficiencies way quicker. So embrace hardship. The next thing is repetition. You have to repeat the things that you already learned in order for them to like stay fresh in your brain. Here you should watch out for like two principles. The first one is active recall, meaning that, for example, when you're learning something, instead of passively just reading through it the entire fucking time until you can just like say it in and outward, you should like cover the page, for example, and then try to actively remember and just say out or just think of it, everything that is on that page and how it like relates to each other, etc. And then look at the solution kind of, and then just go through it and see whether you were right or not. This is so much better than passive whatever. So do active recall, definitely. And the second principle here that's really important is spaced repetition. Spaced repetition basically says that you should, in the beginning when learning something new, repeat it a lot of times, and then later on just a couple of times over like a longer period of time, since the volume it takes to like truly build connections or like build something in your head or just in general is way more than maintenance volume. So here you should repeat stuff a lot, and then for the rest you can just do it like once in a while. One app that's really strong here is Anki. It works like with flashcards and all the stuff that I just talked about, so definitely check out Anki. It can be used for visually anything. The next thing is keep a healthy base. So just keep yourself healthy. This will help you with like focusing and learning, etc. So yeah, just do sports and eat well, like yeah, just stuff like this. You kind of like already know how to be healthy. Next thing is watch yourself. You should always like reevaluate the things that work for you and the things that don't. Get rid of the ones that don't and keep the ones that do. Kind of like coach yourself in this a little bit. And I mean, this is like very logical, but sometimes we have to remind ourselves of this. So yeah, definitely do that. And then, as I said, get rid of the stuff that doesn't work for you. This way you will know how you can learn things very fast. And now, since we're at the end of this video, the one thing that will 10x your results in real life is the following. It's like a mindset shift, which is that you should learn the stuff or skills that you learn in order to truly learn the stuff or the skills, and not in order to like get a certain degree or pass a certain exam. I mean, that stuff is important, but you should truly like try to learn in order to learn and do the skills. Because that way you will just be way more engaged when learning that stuff, and you won't just instantly forget it as soon as the exam has passed. You have to do this because you have to understand that skills are the only way you can get better than other people, and therefore the only way you will get paid more by society. Or yeah, I mean, this has like so many implications also for like purpose and stuff like this. So definitely do this. Please don't skip this. Don't just learn for the exam or like a certain degree. Learn to truly understand the skill. Remember, brother, you can always outwork somebody that's smarter than you when they're doing less than you. And with that being said, let's fucking go, and yeah, have a good day, man.